fun because it's like taking an intro marketing course but at a much more senior level. And so I have all of these grad students who have had life experience and work experience, and they see this stuff happening in real life, but they didn't have terms for it. And so teaching that introduction class to graduate students is a lot of fun. We do things a lot in the international context, and honestly, I can't think of too many businesses. I actually challenged my MBAs to think of a business that doesn't operate in an international context. I mean, even service industries, even when you get your hair cut now, even though it's domestic and you might be in Rolla and you're just competing with other Rolla businesses, people are bringing in styles from magazines they got from Paris and from Dubai. And so all of those things, I mean, you're still being influenced by international content. And I pick 4 topics based specifically on different areas of marketing. So we use a book called Why We Buy, which is The Science of Shopping. It's a Paco Underhill book. And it talks about consumer behavior in the context of retail and shopping. So it's everything from, when you walk into a grocery store, why is it that they put bread in the front of the store? Well, because as soon as you smell bread, you get hungry. And stats have shown that if you get hungry, you buy more. And so all of those things, from how a grocery store is laid out to where things are on a shelf to how a parking lot is situated, all make a difference in terms of bottom line and sales. And so we talk about that. We also talk, I do a book on the culture code, which is, the culture code is talking about how individual products are interpreted differently by different cultures. So a product, for instance, like wine or cheese, has a different connotation in the US as maybe it does in France or in Germany or in China. And so the culture code looks at how we were raised and our perception of products. So we do the same book that I use in my undergraduate class on social media is David Meerman Scott, New Rules of Marketing. I use that in my graduate level class too, because it is literally the basics from every type of social media and online advertising. Marketing 30 years ago, it was really imperative, and what happens is you come up with a marketing plan for the year, you'd have your budget and you would do all of that and you'd stick to the plan. And then at the end of the year, you would reevaluate. But in digital promotion, it's just not necessary. So I can try something. I just did this for our department. We, put out some social media ads. I can track them within a day or two to see if they're working. And if they're not working, I can abandon ship and try something different. And then the last one is The Science of Its Influence. It's a Cialdini book. Really, it's the hybrid between marketing and psychology. And it's talking about how to influence people and how to make decisions. So something as simple as, doing people recognizing authority or doing something nice and how that might make you more likely to buy. It's the reason why home parties work. When you have a sales party and people come to your home, why you feel compelled to buy something. In this course, there is a group project, so students are expected to work in groups. Each group is assigned one of these 4 books, and they're supposed to present the book to the class. So the entire class is reading the book, but each group picks one book, and then they lecture it. That becomes their baby, and they work with that. We also have some individual assignments and some exams as well in that class. The biggest expectation I ask students to come with questions, come with examples, come talking. There's nothing more disheartening to walk into an MBA level class and have no one say anything. While yes, I'm there to lecture and that's what I'm paid to do, it is so much more fulfilling to have students respond and give examples and talk about their experiences, because we all bring different experiences and it's a much richer class environment. So I tell my students, on my syllabus, you will have my email address, my office phone number, where my office is, and I even give you my cell phone number. And so I'll get texts from students, and I tell my students, if you can't find me, you really haven't tried. And so the availability factor is important, especially with distance students. I mean, distance students need to know that you're available. And I have one this summer that I was teaching a summer class, and a distance student would occasionally text me and say, hey, what about this, coming up? And the flexibility of doing that, I think, is important. And so being available is a big part of, I think, my teaching philosophy. I want to be part of the class. I want them to ask questions. And sometimes that means doing it outside of class. I tend to, when I do lecture, pace myself, But if a student gets me off topic, or we're talking about something novel or interesting or something that was unanticipated, I tend to speed up and I can talk really quick. So if you have a problem understanding or need me to slow down, you just need to say something. I'm very open to it. I recognize that it is a defect and I am very happy to accommodate. I really love teaching graduate students and I'm really excited to have you in class. So I hope to see you soon.